What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cash, and we are here today to talk about this lovely update. First things first, they got a brand new character, the Immortal Blaze Haspel. People have been speculating, and they are correct that this is Haspel. They didn't really explain too much about. I actually read this. You guys know I don't really normally read this. They didn't really explain too much about why he was a big dragon and why this is that he was just interested in having an immortal body. I don't know if this is before or after. I'm kind of confused about that. But I will do a separate video on him because it's been a while since we had a new character. So I would like to do, well, Tarkus was a new character, right? So that's a lie. But I want to do a full separate video on him. I don't know what he does. As you guys know, I don't click this until the time is ready. But there's a lot of other things to talk about, and I want to get into those now. First and foremost, the Awaken Essence Dungeon is coming, as I'll read out here. It's in pretty much an Advent dungeon, White Knights versus the Dark Knights. And as they say here, keep this in mind, I want to especially talk about this, is that Haspel on your team will give you more Awaken Essences. This is going to be big. We've been talking about this, guys, as far as, you know, having more ways to get Awaken Essences. I do not know how long this dungeon will run. I don't think it actually says it in any of the readings here. All items will be paid immediately. Awaken Essence Dungeon is an event dungeon that will only be open during the event period. Okay, so it does say it, unfortunately. So, kind of good, kind of bad. And if they have more events that give you Awaken Essences more frequent and at a frequent basis, then I won't be, you know, I'll take back. No, I won't take back what I said. No. That's not how that works, but it will at least have us that, you know, the Awaken Essences aren't too hard to get. So now they have this dungeon, and if they add more aspects, I do think I saw it in something else as well. Oh yeah, the other Haspel Dungeon, there's Awaken Essences. So, and it's only one attempt. At least make it 3 attempts like the usual. See, a lot of people kind of upset, and this is very generous. They're upset. So it's one. You know, if we look at it, right, it's one run. It says available attempt 1 run, and then you can use Haspel to gain 2 additional. So it's 6 Awaken Essences in the day, right? You can refresh it. It says default 1. Use dungeon tickets, which cost 2. Equals 3 entries. So it's 1 dungeon ticket. Okay, so it's 1. It can be used 2 times a day. So it costs 1. So then you can run this technically 6, 12, 18 in a day if you want to use your dungeon tickets across this event. 18 per day. It doesn't say how long it's gonna. Let's just say it's running for a week, which is going to be 7 days from today, right? So let's just say that. So if it's running for 7 days and you were to actually refresh the dungeon each time, you would get 126 Awaken Essences. This has nothing to do with the, you know, 20 you get in the weekly for Arena or any other sources of that nature. And obviously people are going to be summoning for Haspel. And this is with calculation that you are using Haspel in each run. So this is if you summon him. So if we were to do, Jesus, my phone. If you were to do 4, with the same math, 4 times 3, 12, 12 times 7 is 84 with all those things. So that's just how it is. That's pretty much. So most people, in my opinion, are still going to get the 126. They should be summoning. There hasn't been a banner to summon for unless you needed a character in the previous banner. So I think a lot of people are going to be prepared for this. Summon first and then do this. 126. But see, the thing is that I probably won't be able to refresh myself. So I'm more or less looking at about 42, which is 6 with the Haspel bonus plus the 7 days if it's running for 7 days. Again, this is if it's running for 7 days, but I think this is more likely what people are going to end up with. So it's going to be an event to get 42 additional Awaken Essences. And I still think that obviously that's low. I do wish that they would make an event and it would equal up to an Awakened character. But that if they were to do that, obviously that they could not do that on a regular basis. I do think that it should still take time to get them. I don't think it should take like 2 months or anything like that. But I think getting 1 every 2 weeks or maybe even 3 weeks. 3 weeks sounds a little steep because, like I said, you have to showcase stuff, get people excited, and then they have to be willing to get it. that you have to be willing to think, oh, I have the time to get this. And if they don't get that feeling, then it doesn't matter how cool it is, they'll never get it. They'll just be disinterested in it, as you saw some of the comments as I was going down there. And I'm pretty sure they probably didn't even do the math. They just saw 4 and was like, that's just too low. And it turns out that it is kind of low, you know. Like I said, this is with 6 in mind. No, sorry, this is 4 in mind, but like, and dungeon refreshes, you know. So it's a little, you know, I do wish it was more. I'm not gonna lie about that, but it's something start towards it, and I hope that with some of the other stuff it might equal up a little bit better, right? Now they actually brought back the Haspel Dungeon. This is the multiplayer dungeon that was in the kind of in the beginning of the game, relatively in the earlier stages of the game. You bring in fire, water, and wind, and each person kind of has to target certain stuff, and then I'll show it to you guys. It's very easy. I really feel like I need to show people. There's still new people that play this game. If you mess up this dungeon, it is a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare. You waste other people's stamina. It's nice that it's 24 stamina. I think it was higher when it was first introduced. So I'll show you guys how to do it. Don't worry about that. Well, I'll show you guys if my Knox is working. I'll show you guys that. If you guys have any knowledge of how Knox works, please stay on to the end of this video. I need a lot of help. So yeah, you can actually see here with the rewards, not here, where is it? Let me scroll down. Well, this is a nice, good reward. Evomon are always great rewards, but they also showed it somewhere. Here it is, with the first place thing. I don't like how this event works, to be completely honest with you guys, because I like events where you do something and then you are able to get that stuff eventually. So I'd rather it be like you get this stuff and then eventually you get everything that's noted here. Like the whole RNG random gamble thing is just annoying. I even would prefer the board game in comparison to the way that this one works. So yes, technically you can get every single roll and get up into this high thing. Additional dungeon tickets would be great in the first and second place. No one cares about gold. I shouldn't say no one, but gold is so easy to get. You just kind of like, if you need to save gold, you just be a little bit patient with what you need it for. The crystals is great, obviously, because you need to summon. Rainbow essences, I feel like aren't even a thing anymore, but like you have, at least I played so long, I have so much of it, or I get so much of it, by the time I need to use it on something, it's not an issue. But you want this. I would have actually even preferred if they had like 5, 4, 3, 2 or something of that nature. That would have been great. But you know, it is what it is. Like you said, you obtain one reward with a certain probability from the total reward list. So as you know, 5th place and 4th, it's higher to get that than it is to get 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. That's just how it is. And I just would prefer if, you know, it was more of a guarantee to get stuff from this event. It would be a lot better, in my opinion. All right, guys, last but not least, this is just a little issue that I've been having. Hopefully you stayed here long enough so you guys can help me out. For some reason, I can't play Knox on this. I can't play Knox. I can't play Knights Chronicle on my Knox. Now, I know a lot of you guys would just say, well, why don't you just get another emulator? But the fact is that whenever I download another emulator, it seems to mess with my computer. I don't know why. It just doesn't mix well with my computer. I tried LD Player, Mimo, BlueStacks, but it does something to my computer to the point that that's actually, if you guys, I've said it a couple times that I had to reset my computer, is when I had a bunch of these things in my computer and it just doesn't work. It doesn't mesh well. I don't know what that is. If you guys know what that is, you can also tell me that. But every time I've downloaded an additional emulator, it messes with my computer, and I ended up deleting one and keeping Knox. So I would prefer to know how to fix Knox if you guys can. All right, guys, here it goes. I don't know what to do. I've been trying to figure this out. So here it goes. I'm gonna try to open up Knights Chronicles, and it's just not gonna work. Boom, does that, turns vertical. You know, doesn't matter the volume. Loads up here. It's a brand new, because I've uninstalled Knox, I've uninstalled Knights Chronicles, all that jazz. As you guys know, I reset my entire PC. So checking files, everything is downloaded already. I get up to this part, put in the name, doesn't matter because I'm obviously going to overwrite it. Say okay, and I get the security code error every time. I need to find a way to like reset my Knox somehow, like so it's actually like a clean install. I honestly think it's because I was on the test servers at one point. So is there any way that you guys know that I could reset like my actual account? Like I can play on my phone just fine, I just can't play on Knox. And I do not want to download any other emulator because it causes issues on my computer. If you guys have anything that can help me with this, I've been going back and forth with the devs and everything, and it seems that like no one can help. So I'm that at a point that I'm desperate, or else I can't make videos on this game anymore if I can't find a way to get around this. And you know, I've been trying to be as, you know, quiet and, you know, trying to work it out myself, but it's really getting frustrating, guys. You have no idea how frustrating it is when you can't make content for the game that you've been, you know, that you've been covering for so long, and it's really not your fault at all. And I had to reset my computer trying to find workarounds. So if there's anything, any information you guys have, please give it out to me. Like I said, I've reset my entire computer, so it has nothing to do with a virus on my end. It's nothing of that nature. I've downloaded Knox when there was nothing, and downloaded Knights Chronicle, there was nothing, and I still get this security code error. The Knox is obviously up to date. The KC thing that I have is up to date. It's just something that probably happened when I was on the test server. I've been trying to talk to the devs about it, and I'm just at my wit's end. So I appreciate it. I want to give you guys the Esna guide. I want to give you guys this new Awaken dungeon, the other Awaken dungeons, but I cannot do that if I can't get it on the emulator, and I'm not paying for a mirror because I don't get paid to do this. So, you know, just if any help, please, I would appreciate it. And with that being said, on a sad note, sadly, I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully. Bye.